Hello, and welcome back once again to Chatty Chewsday's podcast.
What's going on, everyone?
I think we're on episode 6 now,
I ain't going episode 6.
and I think today would be a good one just to sort of catch up, see what's been going on. Firstly, what's been going on with you, Eeze? Anything you've been streaming?
I've kind of been off the stream recently, I've had,
You taking
my
some
mock
time off?
exams. Yeah, I've
Yeah.
had on my mock exam, so
Yeah,
I've got like a month and I've got my final exams, and after that, I'm not writing anything for
yeah.
3 months at least.
If
You
anything,
know,
I remember back when I finished my exams, and I was just like, do you know what, right? After this, I am not learning one bit of maths, not one bit of English, none of it, okay? I'm not doing any poetry or any of that bullshit anymore. I'm away from it now, I'm free.
yeah, I've done it. I've finished all the mocks. I've been getting like results and all that. So
Yeah.
got a
You've been
month.
doing well, though, haven't you? I mean,
Yeah,
from
right
what I've
now,
heard.
let me think. I think I've had 4 A's and a B, and I've still got like two more to get. So
Mate, that's better than what I did. I'll tell you that. That's much better than how I did. I mean, to be honest with you, I've been streaming myself quite a bit lately. I'm back on the streaming grind again. I'm playing a game called Hades, which is about like Greek gods and stuff. But basically, there's a couple levels each time, right? And in between every 10 levels, there'll be a boss, right? And there's 5 bosses, right? So I got to the last boss last night, right? While on stream, but I'm gonna let you guys know something. I had a little bit of a drink while I was, playing this, right? So I was a little bit tipsy, um, and I was playing through it, and I've never even got to the 5th boss before. But last night I got to the 5th boss, and I didn't even realise I got there, and I died so quickly, it completely failed at it, but it was good fun. It was a good laugh. I mean, I don't think Stream knew that I was drinking either, so I'm gonna go on in like maybe tomorrow or so, and try it again and try and beat the boss, and finally we can play a different game, because I've just been addicted to that game. I'm sure Ease will tell you every time that you went into my stream in the last couple of days, it's been Hades, isn't it?
pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, man, I've just been addicted to it. But I thought we could talk about the biggest conversation that's happening in my Discord channel at the moment. Um, the new Fortnite update. Oh no, the big bad Fortnite has came back again, and for some reason have fucked up once again.
People
uh,
love fucking up their own gaming.
Mate, I don't know what it is, but it's almost like they're just like constantly beating the shit out of their own game. Like they just don't want it to do well. Because the problem with Fortnite is that they cater to the worst player. Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
they try their best to like make it perfect for the player that goes on, and plays for like an hour and then goes off, and does other shit. What you should be catering to is the people that spend multiple hours constantly playing this game, or potentially playing it in a competitive sense, right? Which they've sort of done. Okay, I won't lie. Keeping building in arena is one of the things that they have done to try and counteract that. But
yeah, yeah.
from what I've heard, they've taken building out of standard modes, so like pubs and standard games. Um, they have kept it in arena. They've added a running mechanic.
Oh yeah, like a sprinting kind of thing.
Yeah, and they've also added the tanks, right? Which
Yeah,
easy. I'll let you speak on this, because 100% you probably have a little bit more experience than me, because you actually still play this game. But
yeah. I've played it. I've played it a little bit.
look, this is my honest opinion. Okay, don't take away my protection from the tanks, right? If you are going to put a tank in the game.
I don't understand why they take away the thing that's going to protect people from tanks when they had tanks.
Yeah, why?
Like,
Why? It's almost like they went, oh, so okay, so you want to add
tanks will
more
make you the
skill to the
destroying
game?
build.
Yeah,
So let's
yeah,
remove build.
yeah. Just get rid of all of your chances to protect yourself. You know, that's a great idea. That sounds fantastic. I mean,
Genius, is it?
sometimes I just don't get it. You must think the amount of money that they have and the amount of like employees that they have. Not one person there said, "Hey guys, maybe we should listen to the competitive scene. Like maybe we should listen to the people that play this game constantly instead of the people that like are like 7 years old and play the odd game on their Xbox and then their mum tells them to go to bed because it's not enough time to play on their Xbox. They got school tomorrow." Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
that's not the type of person you should be catering for, right? You should be catering for the people that like have no lives, play this game constantly because eventually they want to get to a point where they can earn money playing this game, right? And if they want to earn money playing your game, right, that you're developing, then surely you go, you want to earn money playing the game? That means it gives us money because more people want to see it. Yeah? So you put two and two together, that's good shit. You think about World Cup last year. I think it was last year. It might have been, you know, back before that. But I remember, right, watching the Fortnite World Cup, right, and actually being excited, right, to have people like potentially play well in that World Cup, right. Now, if I see someone streaming Fortnite, I click off instantly because it, unless it's someone like I know that their personality is good, so I want to watch them. But if I'm watching like just Fortnite and competitive play, I find it so extremely boring now because there is no real gain. Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah, I know what you mean.
before, if you played really well, you go into qualifiers and then go for the next World Cup. You know, and then get on the screen and play on a LAN event, which effectively means that everyone is in the same area on the same Wi-Fi, have the same, you know, kit and everything. So it makes it fair and puts everyone to the real test. Do you know what I mean? These online tournaments are brilliant and all, but losing LAN tournaments is, you know, a massive thing. You know, it's going to impact the game massively. But what do you honestly think about the tanks? Too much damage?
See for me, right? I enjoyed the no building for half a day.
Yeah.
I just fucking hated it. I played 3 games with one of my friends from school. I was like, yo, this is quite fun. It's a change.
Yeah.
Like, but then it got so old so fast. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I
I
mean,
was like, I enjoyed it for maybe like an hour and a half, and I was like, this is shit.
yeah.
It was like mech flashbacks because obviously mechs were 20 times as powerful as tanks, right?
Yeah.
But with no building, it felt like they were equal because like, well, I'm getting missiles from me. What can I do? Build? Oh wait, no, I can't. Well,
Yeah.
take the missiles then.
Run to the next corner maybe so you can try and hide away from it. Like it's just not the best thing. And also, look. If I wanted to play a game with tanks, right, and stuff like that in it, yeah, with vehicles that give people a massive advantage if they, you know, find that vehicle, right. If I wanted to play a game that used offensive vehicles, right, I don't care about movement vehicles. Movement vehicles are fine, right. The hoverboards that we had back in the day, they were brilliant. Like
Oh, yeah.
the quad crashers, very good as well. The fact that you could fly on them wasn't so great, but you know it was a good movement option. The cars are brilliant because you can't really do that much damage. If you do want to do a lot of damage, you have to put yourself at risk because they can shoot you back. Um, so the movement ones are fine, but if you're going to put an offensive yeah, vehicle in a game, right? Don't put it in one that has a heavy mechanic that is really running the game, right? Building runs Fortnite, okay? It's how it is. Okay, you have to be good at a battle royale, realistically. Um, but what it comes down to is how well do you know your way around the mechanics of building, right? Yes, a lot of it is involved with like your IQ and where you are at that specific time or whatever it might be. But they're just variables. The main thing is that you have to be good at building, right? So if you take that main mechanic away and then you put offensive vehicles into the game, it makes no sense at all because people are lost. They don't know what to fucking do, right? Not only that, the people that spend ages practicing this mechanic and now ripped away, gone, right? It makes sense why they kept it in arena because if they didn't keep it in arena, people would have fucking lost their minds, right? You take mechanics like primary mechanics like building out of a game like Fortnite. It's almost like um, playing Call of Duty, right, with only a knife and you're not allowed to use any guns. Do you know what I mean? You're just making it really difficult for yourself.
Because I just think like Fortnite with Fortnite, like building's the only thing that makes it unique. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like without building, you may as well just play like Apex or like PUBG or something. I'd
literally.
argue Apex has better movement. I reckon if you like see if building was removed permanently from Fortnite,
Mhm.
it'd just die. Because that's the only thing that makes it like unique, like its own game. Apart from that, it's just kind of just a shit BR, honestly.
I mean,
I'd just go
it
play
says
Apex.
something, right? That there is videos on YouTube, right, of people building in a certain way so that it looks entertaining, right? In just a standard match by themselves, people watch this, right? People watch people building in a certain way in certain like combos of builds and stuff, and it's entertaining, right? Because they're really good at it, right? So it says something that that mechanic can be taken that far so that people just want to watch that one mechanic in that game, right? People, they're like, yeah, I mean, that's great, you won the game and everything, but if you did like a ramp flip, quadruple edit, all of that, and then you kill him, everyone loses their minds because you're incorporating the building mechanic inside, the average game. So you take that away, Fortnite has nothing. It just loses every positive part about it. And what I've noticed is that the um, the worst tier of player compared to the better ones are actually enjoying this, right? You take away a mechanic like building that it's a difficult thing to master. Okay, it's a difficult thing to get together. All right, a lot of people have been playing this game for ages and still cannot build properly, right? Because they don't know how to master it. They can't get to it, right? Or they haven't put enough time in. So if you take away something like that, the worst tier of player is going to enjoy the game a lot more
Yeah.
because it's easier to play, right? Because the primary mechanic that is difficult is taken out of the game. But then the higher tier of player is the person that spends the most time on your game, right? That spends the most money on your game, right? The one that keeps it going, keeps it thriving. They're now at a disadvantage. Do you know what I mean? It is really unfair, man. It really is. But then
Like,
a lot of these are just run by a lot of multi. I want to say multi-million because they've made a lot of money.
they
Uh,
shouldn't build, you know?
yeah, yeah. I mean, near enough billionaires in there because for what it is, they've made so much money off this game.
Yeah.
Um, to be able to provide a prize pool like they did at the World Cup, um, I think it was like 30 million, which is ridiculous, just
Yeah.
out of this fucking world. Um, but the fact that they can provide stuff like that and they still can't get simple shit down is baffling.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's kind of crazy. I really think it's out of this
Mm.
fucking world. So, what's your honest opinion for the last couple days on Fortnite? Aside from, you know, uh, the non-building and has arena been the same or?
Arena, Arena, Zeke. It's better with building, but it's still not great because of tanks. Like even with building, they're still stupid. But then
Yeah.
more capable. Also, I think the loot pool is just shit again. Honestly, I feel
The
like
what? Sorry,
the loot pool, like the
the
guns.
loot pool. Yes, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Fuck,
Yeah,
I hate the
I
loot
mean,
pool.
the loot pool itself is just filled with spray guns at the moment. Um, I find that the more the more they cater to worse players, the more they start adding in um, like guns that shoot a lot quicker and kill a lot quicker, so that the worst player has a better time. When they've already catered enough, skill based matchmaking makes it so that they don't go against any good players. They go against computers and very, very bad players, right?
Yeah, I feel like they're just catering to their own crowd. If you know what I mean.
Yeah,
They're trying to make it good for everyone that's not good, at the expense of the people that are good. If you know what I mean.
that's a good question, isn't it? Do you think that, is it Tim Sweeney and like all of them, all of the CEOs of Fortnite?
Yeah.
Do you think
Yeah.
they're like sick at Fortnite? Do you think they're like cranking 90s and like quadruple editing? Like, I'd like to know. I'd like to see them play because like it'd be interesting to like see their perspective on like how much work some of these like kids and young adults put into playing this game professionally and playing it competitively. Like there are loads and loads of um, companies and esports brands now that are completely taking over the esports scene. That big players like, for instance, FaZe. Did you hear about Snoop Dogg joining FaZe as a co-owner?
What?
What, Snoop Dogg?
I I did not hear about this. No.
Yeah, yeah. So he paid to be a co-owner of FaZe, um, so that he could join and sort of be a part of it. And when he released it on Twitter, it was like the coolest announcement video ever. Because if some of you don't know, Snoop Dogg actually streams on Twitch as well. So he is in a way in the gaming world. But the fact that he himself is seeing that and putting money into gaming, it shows that gaming is going the right way. And
Yeah.
I mean, have you seen the so Warzone have collaborated with Attack on Titan, right?
Well, the
Which
anime.
yes, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
they're basically these massive like I don't know because I haven't watched the anime myself, but from what I've seen, it's just like these massive creatures that people can turn into, and they've put that in Call of Duty. I don't know whether they've put like the actual beasts itself into Call of Duty, but I think they're doing like the skins and that with the guns and everything, which poses a question, right? Is this going to start happening more now, right? With Fortnite is the biggest one for it, right?
I mean, Fortnite does it all the time.
Marvel, fucking DC,
Marvel, DC,
yeah,
animes.
yeah. You got Naruto being part of
Yeah,
Fortnite now. The amount of releases that there have been on Fortnite from businesses that want to get their character out there again is incredible, right? I'm expecting a fucking Sonic one. Like you can think about the capabilities here, right? You think about all of the different characters that could be incorporated into games, like all the mainstream characters, right? To the point now that they're making films about streaming. Do you know what I mean? Like it's going that way. So it obviously it makes me think: are we gonna see, like, for instance, uh, games that come out, like for instance Cyberpunk with the mainstream actor? I can't remember his name. He was in The Matrix. Keanu Reeves. There you go.
oh
With
yeah,
Keanu Reeves being part of the game. I know it wasn't a brilliant game, but they're starting to get mainstream people involved with the gaming scene, and it's gonna change. I think in the next maybe 5 to 10 years, gaming will be. Not that it already isn't, by the way. Gaming is already one of the most profiting businesses or industries going at the moment that is making the most, right? Um, and I'm thinking in the next 5 to 10 years, it could be, it could be the next, like the football scene in England, right? It could be up there, right? Where it could be standard games and streams and stuff on live TV because live TV want to get involved in the coin. Because that's what live TV is like. They see something and they snatch it up, right? Um, so eventually they'll start getting involved, and I think that gaming itself is gonna go booming in the next couple of years. Not that it already hasn't, but I think in the next
It's
couple of
already
years
massive.
it's huge, right? Um, but in the next couple of years, it's gonna boom 100%. Because you think about it, yeah, kids have been trained to do this without even realizing from a young age. Most boys, there's probably a lower percentage of girls, most likely, but most people nowadays grow up and play certain video games when they're younger, right? You are practicing for this at a young age, right? So when you get to a little bit older and you feel like, oh, I want to put myself out there, I want to stream, what do I want to do? You already have a massive library of things that you've done before. You have experience in this industry already, which is the biggest problem for people that come outside of school and go, fuck, I don't know what I'm going to do because I've got no experience, and to get a job, I've got to have experience, right? It's just
Yeah.
catch 22, right? But I think because of the industry getting so big, I think people are starting to click and starting to realize it and realize that most of their kids have been trained from a young age. Like little Timmy down there playing fucking Mario Kart, right? Bro, there's speedrunners that play Mario Kart. There's competitive fucking whatever, right? There is a competitive scene for most games nowadays. There is money to be made, yeah. And you think about the games where they're going now, right? You think about the level of games that we're getting now. Have you seen Elden Ring? Have you seen how good?
I really want that.
Mate, the graphics are fantastic. It had the Game of Thrones writer to help write for the story. That's a huge thing, right? Like the Game of Thrones writer decided, I'm going to help make this game because I see the money in it, right? You see that, right? That's a huge step for gaming, right? The more mainstream people we get involved in it, the more that gaming becomes more mainstream, the more money it makes, and the more jobs it creates. Really, you think about it. There's big streaming services, but not only that. For these esports teams, right? You don't have to be a streamer. You could be a community manager. You could work within that gaming world, but not necessarily be at the front of the screen. So it's creating jobs for everyone that is involved with gaming. And it's something good because you want to be involved in the gaming world because you're interested in it. It's a really good move. So that's one thing that I'm sort of excited for in the future, to see where gaming goes. You know,
Yeah.
are you excited for any new upcoming games at all?
I'm quite looking forward to the new. What was it? The new, was it like the Justice League game?
Yeah, yeah. No, I saw
And
the ad for that.
oh, I really want that. And the new Lego Star Wars game,
Oh,
I've
do you know
been
what?
playing Lego games from a very, very young age. So
I remember sitting in France playing Lego Indiana Jones. Oh my! I was just a kid in my room playing Lego Indiana Jones, right? And my Xbox was on top of my Lego box that was, I want to say, the size of my desk. Yeah, it was this massive box, right? Full of different types of Lego and everything in there, and I would just grind out Lego games constantly. I loved that shit, man. Honestly, but I would never play one now. I don't think. But if anything, I'm excited for the new Naruto game. Right now, God knows when this is coming out, okay? Because I'm in a Discord server with the developers, right? And basically the developers are, so he was by himself for so long, and he had some guys sort of come along and say, right, we want to help, right, because this is really good, and we've seen the sort of beta of the game. We think it's really good. We want to try it out, try and get it done. And I'm in the Discord server, and I've seen it, but I haven't really given it a go yet. Yeah, so the Naruto game that I've been in the Discord for is like the first proper open world Naruto game. So I'm really excited for that. But I've been looking, sort of just creeping along in the Discord, not said anything or done anything in the Discord. I've just been looking at what's been going on, and he's developing it quickly, man. He painted the whole of the Naruto's like city, right? Got all of that painted and released that, and he was like really, really good. So I'm excited for that. It's called Project Shinobi, but it's like a privately developed game. Like just some guy.
You know when it's coming out?
Oh, I had no clue. Absolutely no clue. He's been developing it for, I think it's like 3 years now, right? But for like the first I think 2 to 3 years, because just recently he got these developers in. Like for the start of it, it was just him making it by himself, and then he made a YouTube video, and like these anime YouTubers started to like make YouTube videos on it. It blew up, and he actually got a following from it, and by the looks of it, he's got a lot of volunteers that are doing it, like helping him now for it. So it's actually really good. It's nice to see. Do you know what I mean? It's nice to see people to go, right, we just want to get this out there because this is such a sick idea. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the last thing I did want to talk about though, and I don't know whether you've seen this. Are you a big fan of Disney? Because personally, I'm not.
I mean, nah, not really. There's a couple of good movies from Disney, but nah.
Look, I've been to Disney World in Florida. I've also been to Disneyland in Paris. Both times I had a really good time. Don't get me wrong. The parks are great fun. The rides are brilliant fun. I just think the movies are shite.
I completely agree.
I am so against the movies. I think they are utter shite. Don't get me wrong. If you guys out there love it, because I know so many people that are like, oh no, Disney movies, they're the best, and I'm like, no, I fucking hate this. I know exactly what's gonna happen here. It's just a massive big ball of cringe. I just don't want to get nah. I'm not interested. But something popped up, because they announced it back in February, right? And I've been wanting to talk about this for a while because it's actually it's actually quite crazy. I'm not gonna lie. So back in 1996, right? Disney made a town in Florida, right? And sort of like developed houses and everything, and like made a whole like town, right? A Disney town, right? For people to live in, right? And apparently it was the most like strange, creepy place to live because it was so like everywhere was so perfect, right? Like everywhere you went was so perfectly done. Everything was so neat, right? And everyone is just have like some like it was like the perfect society, right? So it was really creepy to live in. So it died out eventually. And Disney announced back in February that they are making a new Disney community, a place where you can actually live, right, as part of Disney, right? And they've painted this whole picture of, oh, it's going to be such a beautiful place to live, and like really high tech, and all about like a perfect place. Honestly, I think it looks like a fucking living nightmare. Would you live in a place like this, Eeze? That nightmare fuel.
That sounds quite terrifying.
That's fucking terrifying, right? Yeah, imagine waking up in the morning, right, and you got fucking like Daffy Duck and Goofy walking down your roads, right? And you're like, oh, I just want my newspaper, mate. What's wrong with you, right? I'm putting the bins out or something, right? And fucking Daffy Duck comes along and starts talking to you, right? And you know full well it's not actually Daffy Duck, it's just some mate employed to be Daffy Duck and walk around. Like, oh no, man, it sounds fucking nuts. Why would anyone do that? But
As a child, that would be sick though. Like,
yeah, as a kid, it'd be wicked. But not
See,
when you're
you
going
have
through the
nothing
rebel
to do.
phase. Imagine
Why
going through a
would you-
rebel phase, right, and living in a fucking Disney town. You're like trying to go out and get drunk and like and smoke and everything, right, and like trying to get all mashed and everything, and there's just Disney characters fucking everywhere around you. This sounds like a fucking nightmare.
Why don't you do this?
oh,
Instead of making it like a town, like a full-time town,
yeah.
make it like a holiday kind of home thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, but that's what they've done before, but they've done it inside the park sort of thing. So they've got like holiday homes and hotels inside the park where you can like sort of live there for like a couple of weeks. But this is full-time living, right? you buy a house inside the Disney place and you live there with Daffy Duck and Goofy and fucking Mickey Mouse. Oh no, mate.
So, like inside the actual Disney grounds.
No, no, it's not at all. It's just a town, a community, right? All paid for and built up by Disney. How crazy is that? You think like these big companies, right? What if Amazon made their own town, right? The most like self-serving, economic, right? Everything works perfectly. Everything's delivered within minutes, right? Imagine an Amazon town. Everyone's got to work extremely hard, right, to live there. Fucking Jeff Bezos walks around like he's Elon Musk and he's got the biggest bollocks in the world. Like that's like his cult. You know, it's the worst idea, man. These big companies going, oh, let's make a town. What the fuck? Are they playing fucking like? There's like the games on your phone, right? You download them and you make your own town, like the Simpsons one. Have you ever played the Simpsons one?
Oh, I love that game.
Yeah, these Disney people, they're just doing that in real life. Just buying whole towns. That sounds fucking horrible. You think if a multi-billionaire company like Disney can just go, yeah, no, we're just gonna buy a whole city, right? Like, how far does this go? This cannot end well. There's no way there's a good outcome in this. But to not get onto too many conspiracies, I think we'll end it off with a very, very simple question. Is what would you do if you were, let's say, 35 years old, right? 35 years old, right? You got no kids, you got no family or anything, right? And Disney say to you, "Oh, well, yeah, a little bit depressing." Disney say to you,
no family, no friends.
you got no friends, no one likes you, like
Oh, no.
you're a terrible person, and no, the hypothetical is that you're a middle-aged man, right, and you have enough money to buy a house, right, and you think, oh, I live in America, there's a place near my town, right, it's run by Disney, but it's quite cheap. Would you buy a house there and live there? Like, if it was cheaper than you think, would you try it out? Because I wouldn't even try it.
Oh, I mean, it depends what other houses I could get. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Only option, I reckon we would put up with it, right? But see if I could get another house of similar quality for the same price.
Yeah.
I'd stay as far away as possible from that town.
Yeah. You think the people that got to live there, they're either absolutely nuts or just massive
their
fans. Yeah, or they've sacrificed everything so their kids can have the best bringing up ever. Do you know what I mean? Like, some parents are just like sat there going, right, we got to give everything up. Okay, this is the plan. Our kids are going to enjoy themselves like fuck. They're going to love it. But we are going to think this is like paint drying for the next couple of years. But it's fine. We've just got to get through it. It sounds like a fucking nightmare, man. I wouldn't even give it a go. I'd take a shed over living in the fucking Disney community. No way. No fucking way. Yeah. Anyway, what a nice one to end it up on, actually. Um, Thanks for hopping in and listening to us ramble about some random shit for another half an hour.
Make sure, turn the noties on, when
Yes.
we make sure you
Yeah.
know when we upload the episodes.
Yeah, man. You get all the notifications when we upload. You got to, man. You got to. The best thing as well. Like the video. Show us a bit of support. We love a bit of that. There's nothing better than open up the YouTube thing and then seeing that people have liked the video. It's a nice feeling. Yeah. Thank you very much for listening. We'll see you next week. By the time that this is out, I'll be on holiday, so hopefully we'll have one set up.
Oh, yeah.
If it does go by, don't attack us, okay? We promise there will be one up, okay? It will be done. Don't worry. But yeah, thank you very much for listening. I'll see you guys in a bit.